After the church service in Nyandarua, Rigathi Gachagua went ahead to publicly actually address the people of Nyandarua County.
Atembee sitembee. Wangapi wanasema Kasongo yombe, Kasongo yombe, Kasongo yombe, Kasongo yombe. Harambee. Harambee. Nikisema Kasongo yombe mnasema antam. Kasongo yombe. Kasongo yombe. Ni muongo si muongo. Ni mwizi si mwizi.
And when he was doing this address, he started mentioning the leaders that he's working with. And by mentioning the people he's working with, the moment he mentioned the name Matiang'i, the entire crowd was cheering in support of that name, Dr. Fred Matiang'i.
Mimi nimeshikana na Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, George Natambea, Fred Matiang'i, Kasongo aende one way. Tumekubaliana.
When I look at from the back, from what has been happening previously, it has not been so clear whether the people, by especially Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, Eugene Wamalwa, whether they prefer to even front Dr. Fred Matiang'i as a presidential candidate. I've not seen that. And probably the strategy through the use of Jubilee might not be the best to use for 2027. And I've done a video on this, and you can check and probably get to understand what I mean. And I've not heard them say the name Matiang'i strongly, the way Onyonka says it, and the way other leaders might talk about Matiang'i. Even when you mention somebody who is powerful, you start from the uppermost. But I realized Matiang'i was down there. So that is very clear that it's not the most favorite, according to the few leaders who have sat to be together and discussed. But when he mentioned his name, Matiang'i seemed to be the most popular amongst these leaders. And people were cheering and cheering seriously. From this kind of an incident, there are a few lessons I was able to borrow. That is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, ladies and gentlemen, please, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, kindly make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Let me give you 2 seconds to subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing. Lesson number 1, that there's no room for mistake come 2027. If they sit down as a team, they have to front one candidate. A candidate that's going to deliver the presidency. If they don't, it's going to be terrible. Terrible. Because the arrogant William Ruto of this regime, the first 5 years, is going to be 100 times worse in the second term. So therefore, they have to be very careful not to make any mistake as far as the presidency and the candidature is concerned. If you look at this kind of a scenario, Rigathi Gachagua was in Nyandarua. Why is the most popular leader as we have today, as we speak today? Despite being the most popular leader, the people, they have their preference for presidency. And when I see on the comment sections, when I read through on my channel here, and I don't think that statistics ever lies. It doesn't. I note that people are saying, but especially from Mount Kenya, they don't want the presidency right now. They want Matiang'i or a leader who is able to deliver for this country. So therefore, I've been very keen to observe and watch closely on what people are saying. And therefore, what Rigathi Gachagua experienced at the ground, it's important they have to make sure that come 2027, and that makes my second observation, I mean, even 2026, when they are going to declare the presidential candidate, they must consider the voice of the people. Matiang'i might not be having numbers, more especially from Usi region, but he might be the preferred candidate from the entire country. So it's therefore ideal for the people of Kenya, and more especially the people around Rigathi Gachagua and Rigathi Gachagua himself, to sit down and come up with a way to have the best candidate that the people want in 2027. Some of you might think because I'm a Kisi, now I'm speaking about Matiang'i and supporting him. No. I always say that Matiang'i has never been my favorite candidate here. Because the change I need, it's Maraga's time. It's Maraga who has it. And maybe Gachagua. And maybe Nini Nyoro. And maybe Rungu Kangata. But Matiang'i is better than most of the leaders that we have in this country, including President William Ruto. So therefore, having Matiang'i on board, it's not just because he's a Gusii. It's because it's the people who are saying they want Matiang'i. I was one time on a car heading to Nairobi, and the discussion was about tunataka Matiang'i. I recently went to Keroka, and then I was buying fish. I met a lady and asked her, who do you think we are going to give this thing? She said, we are going to give Matiang'i. And this is a law. People all over are speaking that the message is Matiang'i. So therefore, this is a person people have been calling for. And the moment he comes out and declares his presidency, or maybe his candidature for the president seat, I am very sure that people are going to react and come out to support him immensely. So therefore, the fact is, despite, 2027 is far. Despite there are so many things that happen in politics, and that things can change, and Matiang'i might not be the favorite, but when that time comes, Gachagua must sit down and consider the candidate that will have been proven to be the most popular and the person who can deliver for this country. He wants someone who can deliver for this country. But if they use other methods, more especially numbers, Gachagua will be the presidential candidate come 2027. Why? He shall have already mobilized about 2 or maybe 8 million votes. Kalonzo Musyoka could be the second because of his long term, and then others might follow. But if the issue to do with the popularity of Kenya, where even Mount Kenya people are accepting him, then Dr. Fred Matiang'i might be the person, or probably by that time, the person that will be well accepted across the country. What does Matiang'i need to do on this? First, be courageous and come out and participate politically so that his message can reach the people on the grassroots. That's number one. The reason being I'm saying that he needs to come out is because people are slowly forgetting about him. There are people who don't know him. There are people who don't know what he can do. So it's high time he comes out and speak to the people of Kenya. That's number one. Number two, Matiang'i needs to abandon Jubilee. Jubilee is a mountain party, and if he does go for Jubilee party, that means very well it's going to be a conflict of interest in the mountain region. Gachagua has a party and also bringing another one. That's going to be a terrible mistake. Another thing, it's high time Matiang'i to develop his UPA party. Make it very popular in the Gusii region, make it popular, and then sell it to the rest of the country. That is the best way he can be able to brand himself, make himself a politician, because starting a party from scratch and eventually making it very popular in this country, it's not easy. It's not easy. Thirdly, Matiang'i must have the right people on his side, not Jeremiah Kioni. Jeremiah Kioni at some point was talking of Kalonzo. After a few weeks, he's talking about Matiang'i. Right now, he does not operate with anyone, and I'm going to do an extensive video on the mistake that he's making right now that might bring Jubilee Party down or even affect Matiang'i negatively. So as we speak, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, when he comes on board, he must have the right people to work with him. People with the mentality of him being the president, not people who want to have seats. People who are smart enough to show him the right direction. People who are smart enough to be able to deliver votes for him. But if he has jokers like Jeremiah Kioni, people like Onyonka alone, it's not going to work. It is not going to work. Because from Kisii, people don't trust Onyonka. I'm telling you, for those who know, who don't know, start following Onyonka's politics and statements. He always tries to be at the center. And as we speak today, he's at the center. There's nothing new that he has shown so far. So it is ideal that you guys who are working in Matiang'i have genuine intentions to make him the president. And at least support him genuinely. Because if he has people around him who are not interested on his presidency but on the election, then that means very well Matiang'i is going to fail. Lastly, he needs youths around him. That is the basis of what we are experiencing right now, where Ruto is reshuffling cabinet right, left and center, looking for help from Raila, Uhuru, bringing people and taking them out of cabinet. That's because of the youths of this country who are preparing themselves to take William Ruto home. I don't know what's your take as far as this is concerned, but please let me see in the comment section what you think. My name is Abel Mukwa. Thank you so much for tolerating my bad humor that has really spoiled my voice. See you next time for more videos.